you get into those budget ranges, you really have to figure out which one is better at X, because it could also not be better at Y than the other speaker. And that's kind of like, that's the tough part when you're, checking out budget range speakers or something like that. What I do is I actually sit with my laptop, and when I'm listening to all the songs on the speakers, I take notes for every song. Ooh, I like the bass here. Oh, actually, this bass isn't as good as the Aria 926s when I was listening to the Focal Cora 816. And since I had both of them in house, I could actually listen on one pair and then the next day change that pair out and then listen on the other pair, which actually helped. But in most of our situations, we have a speaker, or like you have speakers from like a year ago, right? Like you may or may not have again or right now, and then you're like, oh man, I think these were better than those older ones, or were those older ones just the same as this? It's hard to say, and how not having everything in all the time.
Yeah, and even at that, sometimes I wonder. It's like my brain tells me I believe this sounds better than what I heard whatever a month ago or 2 months ago, but is it really? I mean, like, can we audibly remember?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't.
I don't know if you can.
But that's been proven that you cannot.
Right.
Yeah, they said like within like seconds. That's how long your audible memory lasts.
Right. And so I'm even questioning, okay, if I swap out 2 amplifiers, am I going to hear, like, is my brain going to be say, okay, I heard this and this, but
you have to have them on a selector switch. Like,
and it's got to be like, it's going to be instantaneous.
Instant.
That's what I wonder, so I don't know if there's a great way, Joe, to answer your question. I mean, of course, measurements, that's one thing, but even that, you don't have the microphone in the exact same location. You don't have the speakers or the subwoofers in the exact same location. You do.
I do.
You cheat, though.
I'm just saying.
His microphone flies around.
It doesn't.
Actually, Michael, by the way, I do crazy tests. Some of my audio nerd friends and Discord know that I just recently did one where I took a microphone and a speaker that I knew a frequency response of, that has some Whipple measurements of it, and I took it from my garage, and then I took it into my office, did some measurements, and then I took it into a bathroom. Right, this is how crazy I'm getting into a bathroom, like trying to get close to the walls, making it as echoey as possible, and I can get pretty consistent measurements even then. So
that's how you know you have problems.
Decent measurements in a bathroom.
You're bringing REW and a microphone into the bathroom. That's when you know you got problems, bro.
Hey, I can see your thumbnail, Joe. You're sitting on the pot. You got a speaker in your hand, a microphone. Just keep it PG, man.
It's like a microphone and a roll of toilet paper, and then you want
to be like, that could be the stand. That could be the stand for the microphone.
The brown note. That you got to do something with a brown note.
Yep.
Get creative.
I guess
funny.
What I'm saying is more that on the budget end, it's more like, what's the best bang for your buck? And that's a specific question. What? No.
Yeah. No. I agree. I'm saying no. Like I'm thinking out because. Like I've reviewed a few budget speakers lately, and the Tiva T2 pluses. I just posted the results from that, and I listened to them, and it's like they're $1,000 for the pair, and it's so hard because like budget stuff keeps getting better. So it's like every couple months I come across a new speaker, and I'm like, well, I thought that one was best. Now this one's best. So that's why I never put like best in the titles or anything like that, because dude, the budget market is just constantly improving.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part for me as a reviewer. Like when people say, well, what's the best thing to get? And it's like, dude, there's about 5 really good ones, all within a couple $100 of each other. So I highly encourage you to try them out, and then figure out which ones you like.
Okay, let's just say I'm gonna put you on the spot, Aaron. So you have those emo Tivas, which you're
emo
coining the emos.
The emos. They're all black.
So
dude.
You got the emos.
They got like eyeliner on.
And then
is there like eyeliner on the crevices?
Yes, I only played My Chemical Romance through them. That's the only song that I played. Anyway, sorry.
Now let's say you had those micas that you hated, right? You just straight up I hated those, right?
I hate those speakers.
So can you say to somebody, which one is better. Like, is it an objective thing? Like,
yeah, the Emotiva.
Well, there's certain use. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, well, there's a use case. Like,
no.
The
Emotiva is actually better. Yeah,
that's
objectively speaking, it's better. Unless you just like garbage sound, then maybe the Mica might be for you. But Mica.
How do you say? Yeah, you're so hard on this. But that's another case, right? Where I said,
because I was mad.
Because a lot of people recommended them. But what I told you was, back in those days, we didn't have these options. So we're just happy to have a passive speaker in this price range. So we're just like, you know what I mean? Like, at that time, we were happy with it.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's where I'm at right now. It's like, I'm looking at some of my other reviews. I'm like, compared to this, I shouldn't have given that as good of a review. So if somebody watches that old review, I need to almost go back and say, you know what? Based on what we have today, don't go buy that old speaker that I was recommend. Buy this newer one, because
but you can't be retroactive though. Like I know what you're saying. I think maybe you're being too hard on yourself as a reviewer, because I think everybody understands that technology improves, as it moves along. So I don't think anybody's going to watch a review from 2 or 3 years ago and expect you to still feel the exact same way, knowing that there's better products out today and you have something better to compare it to. If they do, then maybe that's on them for not doing their research properly, But that's the tough thing about being a reviewer, is because, like, in my head, when I'm reviewing stuff and I'm talking to the freaking camera, in my head, everything that I want to say, like I would say to a friend, I'm already having to quantify. If a friend was talking to me, I would say, hey, yeah, this is the best one. But on a video, I'm having to say, by today's standards, this one's the best one that fits within this bucket. But as soon as you step out of that bucket,
parameters, like you gotta like let them know what the parameters. This is the best blank, or best in this category, or best with this kind of constraint. Otherwise, everything could be the best.
Yeah, right.